Hello there, and welcome back to another Inktober video. So if you haven't been around much this month, I've been doing two videos a week. My regular Friday videos, which are just content, so I've done art, I've done a collab and all that sort of thing, and then on Mondays I've been updating my progress with Inktober because I'm participating. But when I did my video for Inktober in 2017, the video ended up being like over 20 minutes and nobody has time for that, so I decided to split them up on a weekly basis. This is week 3 of Inktober, and I'm going to be talking about the illustrations that I did between days 15 and 21. For my previous illustrations in Inktober, feel free to check out my Instagram, link is in the description, or go to my channel and watch my last 2 weeks worth of videos. For Inktober, I've been following the official prompt list that was released by Jake Parker, the guy who created Inktober. So that's been essentially my inspiration behind every illustration, the prompts that come along with it. So starting off with day 15, the prompt was weak, and because I'm the type of person who tries to be really understanding and having the kind of view of accepting and just really understanding everything. So it's really hard to me to put the label of weakness onto anything without feeling like I'm being mean, and I don't like feeling mean. So I ended up having to think about this for quite a while, and the concept that I ended up going for weakness is someone who is denying what they're really feeling. So someone who's just not being honest to themselves, I find to be a form of weakness. And the way that I chose to depict this is this guy, his back is to us, and I did this anime cartoon expression thing, so you can sort of see that he's laughing maybe, and he has a very firm, confident kind of stance to it. But then if you look into him, into his t-shirt, but I was picturing that a little bit more symbolic, you can see that he's actually all curled up, kind of scared body language, really, not the opposite sort of what his posture is like. So that was the way that I chose to interpret weakness, and I'm actually quite happy with the way that this concept turned out. I think that the depiction of it came out better than my idea of it would have been. I was a little bit kind of not as happy with it because on day 13 guarded, which I talked about in last week's video, the way that I depicted that was through a heart in a cage that was shown in the guy's t-shirt, and this is sort of his inner self shown on his t-shirt at the same time. But besides that, I really like the way that this turned out. The prompt for day 16 was angular, and it was a week ago now, but I was really I think in the middle of this super good My Hero Aka fanfic. So I was just, and I went through at least 10 My Hero Aka fanfics in the past week or something, so I was very kind of in the mindset of that. And then the idea of angular was just in my mind, mostly just because I was reading so many fanfics, but I was just Kachan! So I decided to draw Bakugo Katsuki because he's sort of fit. If you squint, you can sort of see he has the very spiky angular headdress, his hair's very spiky. I tried to do his hand in a kind of angular aggressive sort of way, so it's a very loose interpretation of the prompt of angular, but I'm happy with it, and I got to draw some fan art, so win-win, right? The prompt for day 17 is swollen, and I really had not the slightest clue what to draw for this prompt. My original because I didn't want it to be anything sort of disgusting or yucky or medicine or hurt, because I don't remember what day it was, but for the prompt drooling, I did a girl getting punched in the face, and that was fairly aggressive and disgusting. So I didn't really want to go in that direction. And my first idea that I sketched out for this was this girl jumping with a very poofy, swollen dress. But it ended up not really looking great, and it didn't scream the prompt to me at all. But then I was reading another My Hero Aka fanfic, and Izuku stubbed his toe, sprained his ankle, something like that, and he got comforted by somebody. So I decided to try to depict that. So here is my character Aries and my friend's character Wahid. Wahid stubbed his toe, and Aries is taking care of him, even though she's very upset at him. If I were to do this in color, it'd be a lot more obvious that his toe stubbed, but I think I made it so ridiculously large for a toe that you can kind of get it, and if you can't get it, then it's just the limitations of working with just hatching and inks. For day 18, the prompt was bottle. When I was originally going through the prompt list, I was talking about it with my brother or something, and he had this idea of doing some sort of drunk, or an idea of somebody drinking from a wine bottle or a beer bottle or something like that for the prompt drunk. But by this point I was a little bit concepted out. I feel I had so much trouble with the concept of swollen, and I put a lot of energy into the concept of weak, and I was cheating a little bit for angular by not really being directly related to angular. I decided to like not put so much focus into the concept behind the prompt, but to put a little bit more effort into just drawing it nicely. So my concept is just basically a girl floating in a bottle, but I tried to do the little, some wine bottles have like that little dip on the bottom of it that goes upward, so I tried to draw that, and I tried to develop like the edges of the glass sort of, and then use some bubbles for some very appropriate censoring so that I won't get in trouble with Instagram or anything like that, or maybe even YouTube. But I'm really happy with the way this turned out. I like the feeling of it. I love her pose, I love her hands, I love the way the bottle came out, and it might not be the most, you know, creative concept for it, but I really like the way that I executed it, and I was happy to be able to post that. The prompt for day 19 was scorched, and this time I was shamelessly saying this is the perfect moment for some more My Hero Academia fan art. So while I felt like I was cheating a little bit with Katsuki for Angular, when I saw scorched I was like, it's got to be Todoroki, I have to do it. And I could have gone like Natsu from Fairy Tail, I could have gone Zuko from Avatar The Last Airbender, but I was such in a My Hero Academia mood that's like, let's do some Todoroki Shoto with this fire half and just try to make it look cool. And yeah, I was kind of happy the way I did the flames. I was like studying a lot of manga pages because manga artists are also kind of ink focused and line focused with the way that they portray things. So I was studying up on that, on how to portray the flames, and I think I did a really good job. I also thought that Todoroki, or maybe even Zuko, because they have the burn scar across their face, that works really good for scorched. But yeah, I was really happy with day 19, and I was loving the chance to indulge more in my fan rabidness of My Hero Academia currently. For day 20, this was kind of, there's a story behind this one. The prompt is breakable, and I had the idea of my concept being someone's self-image, and it's sort of tragic really. It really shows breakable, because I had this sketch and I was like inking it, and I was about like 70% done inking it, but I was having a Starbucks drink, I was having a frap, and it melted around the cup, and when I went to like pass it from one side of my desk to the other, the condensation of the cup dripped onto my sketchbook over the illustration I inked, and then I went to wipe it off and it smudged my pencil sketch underneath. And once you put like water over pencil sketch, it kind of seals it into the paper, so I couldn't erase it away. I was really sad, and I had to start this drawing over from scratch, and I liked the other one better, but I don't think this one's, it's the same sort of illustration, right? But I like the way that I had started inking the first one better, but it's, again, I'm quite happy with it. And it's just sort of a girl with like the thought bubbles of herself, but there's shatter marks all over it, showing how breakable one's self-image can be. But yeah. And then the last one I'm going to be covering in this video is day 21, Drain. At this point, I was genuinely quite drained creatively. It's been a really hectic week at college on top of this Inktober stuff. So for Drained, I was just, the first thought that came to mind, that's my concept, and the first thought that came to mind is like the Dementors draining away a soul from Harry Potter. So there's this guy that's got his head tilted up, and you see his soul getting drained away, and yeah, that was my concept for day 21. But this has been week 3 of Inktober. We're almost done. I think for the next week, I'm probably not going to upload on a Monday my Inktober summary. I think I'm going to upload it on the 31st or the 1st of November to just finish it off, because I don't find there much a point of a video with 3 Inktober drawings or something like that. So next video of Inktober is just going to be the conclusion of my Inktober 2018. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about these illustrations and how your Inktober's are going. I love reading about it in the comments, and which prompts you are enjoying, which prompts you think are kind of funny and kind of cool. We didn't have anything like a chicken or a whale this week, so that was fun. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on Friday.